Who are you going to follow? This week, I'm sharing the latest podcast published for the Maverick Paradox podcast. It's an interesting conversation with Daryl Williams, episode 131, about who you are going to follow and how decisions that you make today affect your future. Daryl was the Chief Military Human Resources for Operations at the Defence Information Systems Agency. He served as the HR Senior Advisor on all military matters. We've had an interesting conversation on what the US military looks for from its military officers, the nature of leadership, and what leadership style they'll look for. Daryl's answer may well surprise you. We also talk about Daryl's journey out of Compton, the decisions that he made from an early age, and what made him stand out from his peers. We also shared why his decision on who he was going to follow had long-reaching consequences for his life. Do listen to this interesting conversation. Effective Maverick leaders consider carefully who they follow and how to influence others to follow their ideas, concepts, and belief systems. In my book, The Maverick Paradox, The Secret Power Behind Successful Leaders, I take a deep dive into this and explain the need to and how to become a transformational leader. All real leadership begins with how you lead yourself and then how you extend this skill set outwards. Here is the beginnings of a key challenge faced by many organisations. They do not allow their employees to find themselves and then fully express themselves. And this can lead to disengagement and burnout. During these COVID times, there is also a realisation that their present company is not the company that they want to continue working for. They will leave as soon as they can. Forcing someone to be anything other than their best self leads to cognitive dissonance, unhappy customers, and a reduced bottom line, which is not the best outcome for an organisation that wants to thrive in complex times. And business owners are at an even greater risk because if they cannot lead themselves, they will not be able to influence their potential clients to follow them. Attracting a tribe will be difficult for them. Without a tribe, it's harder to sell. The ability to self-lead is mistakenly categorized as a soft skill. It isn't, it's an essential skill. Consider the leadership reality. To have impact and influence, you need to, amongst other things, be able to engender trust and be trusted. You need to have a reputation for integrity and competence and be able to make and implement the 6 driven decisions we discussed last week. An effective Maverick leader knows themselves well. They understand their core proposition, their core impact, and their core talent. They have taken the time to cultivate a personal brand that accelerates their impact. This is essential whether you run your own business or work within someone else's. If you can't do this, you or the business you run or work for is dead in the water. If you or your leaders do not know who they are, how to enhance the impact that they make, or what they stand for, then they cannot align key stakeholders to the mission that your organisation stands for. You will certainly struggle to get employees or customers to follow you or stand with you in these volatile times we are living and operating in. Call me or email to find out how I can support you or your organisation to build a personal brand that accelerates your impact and makes a difference to your organisation or the business that you run. So this is this week's question. How is accelerating my impact relevant to me? Well, we are all living and working in a complex, ever-changing environment where the past methods of thinking and assessing risks are no longer viable, acceptable indicators of risk or success. You need to be a Maverick leader who not only understands the impact that they have on others, the environment and the work that you do, you also have to have the knowledge and capability to accelerate this impact. And large organisations are being left behind. And this may occur because leadership teams have yet to realise that their effectiveness relies on their ability to demonstrate their integrity and competence to their employees, peers, and managers. Their ability to be competent depends on how they utilise their impact. And this is often overlooked or assumed knowledge. When a leader knows how to demonstrate the impact that they make, it makes it easier to follow them, especially if this demonstration comes with a large dose of integrity. Change becomes quicker to implement when you have the trust of your team behind you. If you run your own business, then accelerating your impact means that you can articulate your core proposition with clarity, understand how to enhance your impact, and align your core talent with what you are doing. Integrating these three aspects enables you to attract your tribe who is willing to follow you anywhere. This is not just to the benefit of the business owner. Imagine an organisation where all the employees are engaged, aligned to the company vision, who know how to call the customer towards you. Certainly a great way to invest in your future, whether you are running your own business or working within someone else's. This is one of the reasons why I enjoy enabling my clients to accelerate their impact and influence. Maverick leaders, business owners or otherwise, can affect massive change if they can strategize, innovate, and execute. Let me show you how. The Maverick Paradox magazine is for the pathologically curious, and we have articles to stroke your curiosity. In fact, we have over 400 articles to read in the magazine, so do take a browse. Here are 3 related to this week's theme to get you started. Self-leadership is required in every role by Joe Lawrence. Opening the Window on Internal Leadership by Patrick Balin. Leadership is an inside job by Roshana Price. The Maverick Paradox podcast has podcasts to stimulate your execution. Yep, there are over 100 episodes to do just that. Here are 3 that I have chosen to use relating to this week's theme. Episode 116, Mike Acker discusses the power of story and the choices you make. Episode 57, Lumna Fawsley speaks on why leaders need purpose. Episode 37, I speak on why empathetic leadership is the new innovation. In my book, The Maverick Paradox, The Secret Power Behind Successful Leaders, you can learn how Mavericks utilize their power, take risks, and succeed in what they set out to achieve. It's a blueprint to becoming a successful leader. Discover the 5 Maverick attributes all natural leaders possess. Master the 8 Maverick capabilities that all successful leaders demonstrate, and extend your influence by utilizing the 3 key power bases to become a transformational leader. Buy the book at Amazon. So what's happening and what's next? Last week, I was interviewed by Mary Gregory for her Lessons in Leadership series. Do check out the video. It was a fun interview with lots of laughter. We discussed the lessons in leadership that I've learned on my journey, my thoughts on Maverick leadership, and whether there is such a thing as feminine or masculine leadership. Do watch the interview, links below, and let me know what you think. As you know, we are usually on Clubhouse every other Wednesday at 5 p.m. UK time, where we have a great free-flowing conversation on Maverick leadership. We also answer questions relating to entrepreneurism and working with organisations. We'd love to see you this week. Link below. This week's The Mavericks of Mass Creation video is about collecting the dots. Lifelong learning has become a meaningless cliche, but in this conversation, David Chislett looks at how crucial continuing to collect the dots is when you need to constantly be able to respond to changes in your business or life environment. And I ask you, how can you do that? So you too can learn how to collect the dots as well. So what's next? I enjoy working with leaders, business owners and organisations to improve their impact and influence. Whether this is in person or remotely, I recognise that each client is facing unique solutions, so I tailor or bespoke a solution just for you. So if you're interested in finding out how I can help your business survive and thrive and your leaders to improve their impact, call me or email me. Calling all those that think differently and want to guess right. Are you the sort of person that others are always commenting on the fact that you think differently? Perhaps your different perspective is something that deserves a wider audience. The Maverick Paradox magazine is looking for guest writers who can expand people's minds by showing them a different way of thinking, being, or acting. The audience is for those that are pathologically curious. So if you think you could write for the magazine, reach out. Business owners. Remember, Maverick leaders know the importance of making an impact and accelerating it. If you want to attract the right clients, then you need to be aware not only of the impact that you're making to your clients' lives and their businesses. You will also need to know how to articulate and demonstrate it. And this can be the most trickiest bit of running your business, regardless of whether you've been running it for 6 months or 20 years. The need to attract the right people to you is an important keystone to your success. And if you're not quite there yet, book a call with me or send me an email. Let's sort that out for you. Leaders and executives, your job is to impact the organisation and influence others to align with the mission and to follow you and your organisation to personal and collective success. Work should be a joy for everyone concerned, and having engaged, curious and productive employees is a key to that. So learn how to improve your impact and influence, become a better leader and have a leadership team that knows what it's doing and delivers on its objectives. Whether you run your business or work within someone else's and you want the knowledge and capability to reduce the uncertainty in your decision making and increase your leadership impact, let's have a chat. Book a call. Whatever you choose to do, enjoy the experience.